fellow Toastmasters, and Meghana in particular. I enjoyed your speech. It says, how effective was the speaker's introduction in helping the audience understand the purpose of the successful club series and the presentation itself. I think we all understood very clearly that the speech was going to be about evaluate to motivate. That was very clear to us. Was the presenter adequately prepared? How heavily did the presenter rely on notes? She was going to come here and give a PowerPoint speech. We had a projector downstairs and she was deprived of that. And she really couldn't do without it because that's what she had come prepared for. So therefore she had to depend upon whatever material she had, and that was not very helpful to her. How did the speaker use the vocal variety to enhance the presentation? I think the vocal variety was pretty good. What other techniques did the speaker use to personalize and augment the presentation? Were they effective and how? She tried to use the PowerPoints on the board. Unfortunately, those were not very effective. And having been deprived of the projector, I think that she was not prepared for it. She was not prepared for the unexpected. And then probably threw a little bit off balance. So her presentation was affected by that. Did the speaker display the visuals smoothly and at the appropriate times? How could the speaker improve? I think, as I mentioned, she was deprived of the projector and therefore she could not really show the slides. But I would say that in life we should be prepared for the unexpected. These things can happen, and you must always, it helps to have a plan B just in case it happens. What aspect of the speaker's presentation style did you find unique? Why? She exudes authority. When she speaks, she seems to speak like an authoritative person, and she has a very good command of English language. Did the speaker present the material clearly and simply so the audience members could easily use information to improve their own skills? I think she could have done better. And I believe she herself has that feeling she could have done better. The reason being that lack of the projector, if I may point that out again. New place where she has not, it's not her home club. All these things probably added to her nervousness, and that had showed it in her R's and other things that she went through, as the Armando pointed out. She could have, now what could the speaker have done differently to make the presentation more effective? I think she could have made it less word boys. You used a lot of words. You could have used fewer words. And you were going to take 7 steps, but you were able to reach only 3, and at the very last moment you put the 4th one out there. So that was not helpful to your speech. What did you like about the presentation? In spite of all these things that I've mentioned, she still held her own, and she carried herself well. Her direct examples of Prashant and Kumaran made it more relative. And the best thing I liked was her closing. I leave the floor to future evaluators. I think you're a very promising speaker. I look forward to your next speech.
That was a good evaluation, but here I would like to say something specific. See, okay, before that, your your speech on your evaluate, motivate was very nice, and you stressed that evaluate the speech and not the person. That was very nice. But I felt you missed out one thing, that is, you always resort to sandwich method of evaluation.
I couldn't come to that
Okay.
point because of the time limit. Otherwise,
See, that is very, very important. Why I stress this sandwich method is, Mr. Vinod, for your information also. See, when you, these things, you have to give a written evaluation to the speaker. But when you come here and evaluate, give your evaluation, you need to give it on the basis of the sandwich method, which will be whether the speaker has stuck to the guidelines of the speech. See, for example, last time somebody gave a speech on specific purpose and general purpose and specific purpose. Last week somebody gave a speech. Shivani. See, there the guidelines are, if it is a general purpose, you need to specify whether it is persuasive, whether it is informative, whether it is entertaining. These comes under the specific evaluations. The